Hello, hello, hello. Apparently, we are live. How is everybody doing this evening? Just a check in, say hi, let us know that you are here. We are streaming on three platforms, as usual Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And in a short second, I'm going to go and make sure we are streaming where we need to be streaming. And as you can see right across the, whatever you call it there, the screen, I have some interesting numbers where I'm sure Kitty and I will touch on that at some point in our conversation today. So, Kitty, you want to take it away while I just make sure we're streaming where we need to be streaming?
Sure. I'm Kitty Buttigieg Foster. Names are gone. Huh.
Yeah,
Um,
I took our names off just for the moment. I'll get them back up because I wanted the
okay.
numbers to show,
Um,
and you can have both.
no worries. I was just like, huh. Um, there
There
they
you
are.
go.
Uh, I am the storytelling astrologer, reader of the stars. And when Joanna and I get together, we play. We talk about numerology. We talk about astrology. We talk about life. And today was particularly a good day for us to get together. As a matter of fact, in less than 20 minutes, Pluto crosses back over into Aquarius. And that's why the name of the show is Come Cross into Aquarius. So it's Aquarius is a larger energy, it's an undercurrent energy. It's about the energy of transformation. And and it takes a long time for it to go through any astrological sign. So the last time that Aquarius energy was on this planet, except for the little dip in 2023 from March to beginning of June, end of May, um, was when the U.S. Constitution was written, was when monarchies tumbled, was the French Revolution, was the beginning of the end of colonization. So this is the energy of a very big transformation, mankind transformation. So that's why we're into celebrating it. And today the sun moved into Aquarius. So we have two major energies sitting at 0 degrees. And so, and 0 degrees in astrology is karmic reset. It is that very innocent letting go of old ties and resetting our karma today. So, so Joanne, what did you do today that was the best version of you that you set with intention?
What did I do today that was the best version of me that I set intention? To be honest with you, I I think theoretically, which is going to sound interesting, in therapy.
Mm-hmm.
In therapy. Sitting in therapy and just reflecting on life and approaching it in a way where it's not about my ego. Kitty and I share a very special friend who constantly reminds us about, do you want to be right or do you want to be peaceful or happy? And I've been using that mantra a lot over the last couple of days. And I actually said that to my therapist today, is that I've come to the terms that I don't need to be right. I don't have to sit there and demand it to be my way. That I can actually say, you know what? How can this become a peaceful situation as opposed to needing to be right? So I
And
definitely saw
and
myself in that fire.
still being your boundaries, true to yourself, not
Exactly.
bully, not give it. So yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's exactly what it is in reference to being, seeing yourself in your highest version of yourself, is to be able to stand in, I like to use the word power, not an egotistical way, and also not allow yourself to get bullied or stepped on or punched around. So, Kitty, how about you? How did you stand in your authentic, higher version of you?
So uh, setting an intention on to be in touch and think about the best version of me reality was to really today not let my human manager or ego, um, touch into my confidence. Um, what should I be doing? How should it go? All of those things. And very consciously today, I set that as a goal to just do things that I wanted to enjoy without um, looking at their worth and this and this and this and kind of letting things be. So the best version of me was to be very present today and with compassion, kindness, come to understand that there are just sometimes we do things. And then I was doing a little creative art project. I got this fun little book. Can you see this?
Yeah, a little bit. Yes. Yes.
And each page has the paint on the bottom.
Oh,
It's like thinly on there. So I took my little book out today and I was painting.
nice. I like that. Beautiful.
Just some Zen moments this morning. We did Sun Magic, which was a celebration of welcoming the Aquarian sun. And the best version of me likes to talk to people who uh, bring me up and have joy and laughter today. And went for a walk and just didn't micromanage. My human manager, wasn't micromanaging everything. So that was fun.
Yes. Yes, and Sue says that what she did was some writing, intentional being creative in the best version of herself, creating with words. I love that. I love that. So yeah, so those who are watching, if you want to type in what you've done today to be in the best version of you, and I want to add a little something to that in regards to a message I heard earlier today, just sitting quietly, is when you hear yourself saying, I should, they should. That's a big reminder that perhaps you could step back and pause and let go of the shoulds. Because theoretically, when we talk about the shoulds, it's an ego conversation. And we want to start seeing everybody in the best version of who they can be. Literally allowing our sight to redirect and see everybody as the best version of who they can be, even if they are not demonstrating the best version of who they can be. We can all use our imagination and say, you know what, this person has potential. And one of my power superpowers that I do have, not many people know this, I don't know if Kitty knows this, is that I actually can see intuitively someone's best version of who they are here to become. So I can literally see that person as the best version of who they can become. And that's one of the things when I do work with clients is that because I have that ability, it helps me to help them get to that place and believe in them that they can be the best version of themselves. So perhaps they may not see themselves as being confident or strong or determined, but that's how I see them. So I can encourage them by using my words of encouragement to get them to be in that space. So I just want to give a shout out. We have Anne here, we have Sue, we have Amy, we have Monica. So anyone who's here, say hi. Let us know that you are here. As you all know, Kitty and I are here today. We're playing because anytime we come together, we play. And also, not only do we play, but we share some amazing insight with all of you. And we wanted to make sure we were here tonight just at around the time when Pluto will be crossing into Aquarius. And that's going to be happening at 7:50 p.m. Eastern time. So hopefully you can all be here with us. It's almost like New Year's. Doesn't it feel like it's almost like New Year's, Kitty?
Yeah, this is such a huge energy. What is it going to mean? And I got a very nice compliment from on a podcast or something. I don't even remember if it was a podcast or one of my daily reels, where they said, I like listening to you talk about it because there's a lot of doomsayers. And that's a really important thing to understand about Pluto. Pluto is the planet of transformation. And part of what becomes transformation is what is the reality you hold. And that's why today was so much about asking people to intentionally be the best version of themselves. because when we hold the best version of ourselves, that energy collectively is the best version of all of us. And, you know, a person I follow, uh, I loved when he said, it's about your relationship with prophecy. He said it was about your relationship with the future and things, but it's the prophecy. What do you put forward in the present? And when I love that you can see people's best version of themselves. What you were saying about that was what I was working on today. I shall not should on myself today. Um, it's it's important to be very present and then look at my relationship with the present about what the future is going to be like, instead of getting into the anxiety. Or the converse of that is somewhat, some people are kind of called, it's an oxymoron, toxic positivity. Um, and it's about being real and holding the space for all of the possibilities, being limitless in them.
Yes, yes, and I think today is also a great day again because I feel like it's New Year's, really a great day to reflect on what have you noticed different that has transformed for you in whether you want to go as back as 4 years from now, 4 years ago, whatever length of time you want to go back. What have you noticed about yourself that has transformed? And see if you are even aware of the fact that something has transformed, whether it might be the way you speak, maybe the way you listen to others, maybe the way you really do pay attention to when someone is speaking and hearing what they're saying and then respecting what it is they're saying and just being in that space and doing this going forward every day of your life in connections. Because when we think about Aquarius now, Kitty, when we talk about Aquarius energy, that's the visions.
It
Yes?
is. It is the visionary. It's about how we think. It is the water bearer who carries the collective emotion, the collective very essence of life. Water is, you need water for life. It's not about our personal emotions or our personal manager ego, whatever you want to call. It's about this collective that they pour out. And um, the chakra it's associated with is the root chakra. So it's to be present in how we're thinking of the collective. So that's why it's very important when I hold the best version, the best vision of myself. I also open that door, like you were just saying, and I'm able to see the best version of others, the best vision that's available. Very revolutionary way that mankind thinks. And
Yes.
when you go back at 246 years, it's between 246, 248 years is a complete cycle of Pluto. Um, you look at those were such radical revolutionary energies, the US Constitution, monarchies coming down after centuries, and wars about families and all of those things. And just we took a look, it was called the Age of Enlightenment, taking a look at mankind being equal and what was that going to mean. And even over this 250 years, we've been constantly fighting that battle. What does that mean? Now we add technology in. What was interesting today, Joanne, was that the moon moved into Gemini just before both of the planets are crossed into Aquarius, just before the moon. And Gemini is yet another air planet, but
Hmm.
but we had extra energy today in that Gemini moon because it was in Gemini is about holding the opposites, and it's about how we think personally. It's our personal thinking energy. It's our personal experience. It's the ability to see the whole gambit and making a choice what we're going to do. And because it's in Gemini, it's about experiencing it. And for the moon, it's experiencing your intuition. It's experiencing who you are. It's experience your ancestral piece too. So it's like no shock here that it was um, aligned to really give us a great day to be and think about how we are. And because of the Aquarian energy, root down in it. Root
Yes.
yourself. It was very important to move a little bit today. And so that was, and of course, it's an 11 vibration overall. So it's
Yes.
it's
Yes.
portal energy. So
Yes. And I'm glad that Kitty brought that up. And before I go into the conversation of the numbers of the day, I also want to add when we talk about Aquarius being connected to the root chakra, we also have 5 other planets that are literally sitting in Earth energy. So we do have a lot of support in regards to getting grounded. Keeping in mind, sometimes when we have too many planets in one particular energy, it can create a lot of distraction, especially when it comes to the root energy, where we get a little overwhelmed, distracted, clumsy is the word I just heard. And I tend to notice that with people, that when there is a lot of that energy going on, that people do get a little clumsy because their idea is they're not grounded. So it is a practice of grounding ourselves and moving our bodies so we can be in that connection more with the earth, connecting physically and spiritually together, so we can be able to embrace this earth energy and the Aquarian energy. So what I like to do is I want to bring up my numbers, which means Kitty's and my name is not going to show. And it's very funny that Kitty and I are so used to our names showing that when it wasn't showing, we forgot what our names were. It's like, wait, the name's not. Oh, wrong place. Wrong thing. We don't want to show that. We want to show this. There we go. So yeah, so I wrote out obviously the date, and I encourage all of you to do the same thing. Anytime when you want to speak about numbers, I always encourage you to write the numbers out as opposed to writing it out like January 20th, because you don't really get the full appreciation to your numbers if you actually write it out. And across the board here, I do have 2020. Now, anytime a number repeats itself, where you can literally take the two numbers and put them literally together, it's a mirror energy, which means that because those two numbers happen to be the number 2, which is very much associated with relationships and Taurus energy, it is about the relationships that, the relationships that we are in that's mirroring who we are. The good, bad, and the ugly. Putting it very simple, the good, bad, and the ugly. There will be people who's going to mirror things that you're not going to like, and that's because you have to work on you. They're just mirroring back something about yourself. There's going to be people who's going to mirror things that you truly love about a person, and that's because that's something about you that perhaps you like and you're not aware that you like it. So that's that 2020 energy. And then we have 22, and by now I'm sure you all know that that's a master number, and it's a master number in the master builder. With this energy on this day going forward, we get to build collaborations, we get to build community, we get to build a tribe of people that will support us on this journey, that's going to lift us up, that's going to encourage us to take that next step, to do the one thing that we might be afraid to do, so we can expand into the best version of ourselves. So that's that 22 energy. And then we have 222, known as an angel number, and the angel message there is to hold on to your faith and to also recognize that whatever lessons you've experienced up until now are lessons that you needed to get to now. And if you didn't have those lessons, because I know there's so many people out there that they wish they never experienced what they did, or they wish they never did what they did, and they're wishing away all the lessons that got them to where they are. And without those lessons, you wouldn't be where you are. You wouldn't be the version of yourself, because you need those lessons. It's like having all the pieces, 3,000 pieces to a puzzle. And if we took out 1,000 of those pieces because we don't like the shapes of them, we're not going to have that puzzle all created. So we need all the pieces that we have collected over our years. And then the overall energy, just like Kitty said, is 11. And how do we get that 11? We add those numbers up. 1, 20, 20, 24. We add them up, and then theoretically we probably reduce it down, and we get our 11. Another master number, which is the master healer. This is a big reminder that we are all the healers. We are healers to ourselves. healing our own physical body, healing our emotions, healing our thoughts, healing our spirit. It is our job to work on healing ourselves. And if every one of us take on this practice of being your own healer, just imagine how joyful our world can be when we all really start to really go within. Our healing is not really about the external, it really is about sitting quietly and making the connection with yourself so you can begin to heal whatever needs healing. Fun part about that 11 is theoretically 2024 is really not about the healing journey. We've done the healing in 2023, 2022, 2021, going back. We've done that part. This is really about living in your joy. This is really about joy this year and going forward. And if you're not experiencing the joy coming into that Aquarian energy, come back to what you're visualizing. Come back to what it is you are focused on. If you are focused on the fact that this is not happening and it makes you upset, then you're not going to experience your joy. Go find something that is happening for you and sit in that joy, because that's what this energy is about. That's the part of the healing that you are here to do. So I'm loving the energy of today, and this energy is gonna.
I'm going to stop you for just a second. We're about to get up to 2022, and we're just now crossing into Pluto.
There we go.
Pluto
Yes.
going into Aquarius, age of Aquarius, the best
There we
version
go.
of me. And the word for Aquarius is the word namaste.
Here we
The
go.
soul light in me greets the soul light in you. I keep mine shining so I can also see yours.
There we go. And why don't we just sit in a moment of quiet just for a second, just to like allow ourselves to visualize the best version of ourselves.
We'll go to
So
2020. We'll go to 2222.
there we go. 2222. So let's just quiet down and just be in that energy. Here we go. There we go. Beautiful. I love it. I love it. So, Kitty, what more do you need? Would like to share with this powerful energy of Pluto now in Aquarius, with joining forces with the sun on this powerful day
At 0
at
degrees.
0 degrees. This is really about, as someone stood back and say, well, karmic energy, what goes around comes around. Well, we've all just experienced a huge reset. We're all starting at 0 now. So we've all had a karmic completion in one area of our life. Now, do we know what the area of our life we've had that karmic completion?
Probably if you sit quietly enough, it'll come to you.
Yes, definitely, definitely.
Well, it's interesting because it's extraordinary. We have all of this Capricorn, which is sacral chakra, because we have Mars in Capricorn. We have Mercury in Capricorn. All of our daily energies are either in Capricorn with the root chakra, Aquarius with the root chakra, um, and then we have our Taurus Earth placements, which are the heart. And then we have Gemini and that are working sacral and above. So, and the only thing that is our Venus sitting at Sagittarius, which is bringing truth to value, bringing truth up through that root chakra, through that sacral chakra into the heart. And because we have so much air, it is about, this human, we are a divine human body with a divine spirit trying to create our pathways.
Yes, yes. And as of January 20, is it the 23rd where Venus enters into Capricorn? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And then on the 27th, we have Uranus that's going to be going direct.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. But talk to us a little bit about Uranus. I love that word. I always say Uranus. Uranus.
I'm 5, I mean, I was taught Uranus at school, and then Dan Rather turned it into Uranus. So I don't know,
Yes,
that was
exactly.
the first time I heard it. Uranus is the planet that is the co-ruler. So that's important to understand. It's the co-ruler of the Aquarian energy. And it's about how we redistribute our chaos. It's a chaotic energy because it's bringing that stirring to finding that piece of clarity. I heard a person the other day in her card read talk about you. You know, when you're really chaotic and you really get quiet and you get to that place of stillness where even if you don't like the answer, you know that that's the answer. That's what Uranus does. That's what Uranus does. It brings in that chaos those moments of clarity that are higher learning. And as it goes direct, those will be stepping forward. And it's co-ruler Saturn. There's a lot of that energy it rules with all that those other Capricorn placements. So it's and meanwhile we're working on the vision. The undercurrent is what is the vision of who we are. Again, how do I hold my place, my space in this?
Yes.
So
I always refer to Uranus when it's in retrograde that it's a period of time where we experience our midlife crisis because it's the awakening. We wake up during the process of its retrograde, and once it goes direct, hopefully we woke up and we've come through our midlife crisis.
well, there will be things you attract when it goes direct that will help you clarify where you are and where to move through. And look at how Capricorn and as Uranus has been, because it's a slower moving planet, when it starts to make the turn back, we start to feel it. And if you look at the last 3 weeks of January, it hasn't even been 3 weeks yet. Today's only the 20th.
Yes.
Um, the amount of Capricorn Uranus combinations that have been going forth, and Uranus right now, Uranus is in Taurus, so it's about the body, your home. It's very physical, also between all the Pluto and the Capricorn, these transformations with these extreme weather events that are happening, earthquakes. So it'll be interesting. It'll be extraordinary when it moves direct, what it starts to bring forward. And it opens that door for what that vision is. Part of when you are visionary is holding what you understand and seeing what comes beyond, not living there, but putting it into reality to create it.
Yes. And once Uranus does go direct, at that point in time, we will have 0 planets in retrograde for a short period of time, because I don't exactly know when the next retrograde, but I do believe it's sometime in April when we start our retrograde cycles up again.
I think it's Mercury, usually.
In April, right? April 1st, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I don't know why I have that date in mind.
April 1st, it is.
Yes.
April Fool's Day.
Exactly. And why not have April's Fool's Day be a day where Mercury, out of all the planets, starts its retrograde?
And Mercury's retrograde is in Aries, that unstoppable energy. It's it'll be, because it's spring too, it'll be a time when Mercury retrogrades. It's about slowing us down again to synthesize what we've been doing. And it's about recalling the now that we are being asked to do. So it's Aries, it's that spark, only now it's going to be internally asking us. So.
Yes. So until April and after January 27th, we will have a retrograde free period of time. So we might as well enjoy that time as it's in that retrograde free cycle. I like to refer it as that. So, Kitty, is there any placements one should pay attention to on their natal chart regarding both, both the Sun and Pluto now in Aquarius?
Well, I want to talk a little bit about the fact that, as you were talking about going back over those years, we hope that part of what we have been doing during this time, getting ready for this is forming new tribes, new neighborhoods, new clans, new understandings, finding the groups, and you certainly will be looking at over the next couple months, that bring us up, that put air underneath our wings, that make us feel better about ourselves. Um, and so, looking at placements like the 11th house, natal chart, or your solar return, that's the house of friends and blessings, might be interesting to see what energy you're working with. Where your Pluto is right now, um, where Pluto is in your chart or even in your solar return, what energy it's in, what house that's taking place in for you. And it's a beginning of a cycle that goes through 2052. So this is a cycle that goes for quite long, is quite a long cycle. We're also coming to the end of some bigger cycles. It will be into next year that this is Neptune's last full year in Pisces. It's at the end of a whole cycle before it starts again in Aries. So it's a new cycle with spirit, and we're looking at our illusions, our delusions, our Libra placement of the South Node is having us really look at our beliefs. So it's not about healing it, but it's all about healing ourselves and owning all of our pieces, but doing it actively. And the funniest thing that is as Joe and Joanne and I have been talking about is we're going to take joy seriously. Almost too seriously, but like looking for this joy, and it'll settle down in the middle of the year a little bit about that. We'll kind of laugh about how seriously we took a look at it, but it is the serious business of our joy. And so I would look at where your Pluto is. If you happen to know your solar return, I'd look at what energy you're attracting yourself with this year. I happen to be Aries rising this year. So I have some unstoppable energy coming my way, very much new, sparking things. And I can feel that. And taking time to be quiet, I think. So look at the placements, your sextiles, things that can help you be quiet so that you have time to let this, because things are speeding up if you're feeling that. Yes, so it's important with intention to be quiet, to hear your next steps. So um, and Joanne over there has this Aquarian moon, so
I do.
it's going to be doing a lot of transforming, a lot of with this Pluto really having to look at that. Your moon is your private energy, it's your intuitive energy, it's only the energy you use. So that's a wonderful placement to continually transform, to be in touch with her higher self, the best version of who she can be. So
Yes.
then we have a very powerful full moon coming on the 25th.
Yes. In Leo.
In Leo, the moon of ourselves. It's the moon of the sun. And so it's the yin and the yang. It's the moon of the yin and the yang, just like when it's um, a Cancer sun is another piece of that's the sun of the moon. So these are always really powerful placements, and it's a Leo full moon, so it really is about letting go of those things that clearly don't allow you to connect, or perhaps those groups that don't allow you to be who you are. That's really important in your groups. If you're not feeling heard, if you're not feeling seen, it's not for you.
Yes. Yeah, and what I'm hearing as you say that about not feeling heard, not being seen in this Leo full moon energy, because Leo is also about being playful, being creative, allowing your inner child to come out, and also play a little bit more. Do not take your life so damn seriously. Play a little bit more throughout this entire energy. Play. Make sure you're bringing play into it, and not to take everything so darn seriously. And ask yourself. I forget who's the original person that said this. And it's ask yourself, will whatever it is that you are taking so darn serious that you literally got yourself in a knot, will that really, really matter in 5 days from now, 5 weeks from now, 5 months from now, even 5 years from now? Will that really matter? And chances are, no, it probably won't matter. So let it go and allow yourself to be in a place of play. Allow that inner child, that younger version of yourself, that little kid that wants to come out and play. I was I was saying to my husband the other day, he was cleaning the fish tank, and I have a little. Although this is not the one that I have sitting on the fish tank, and I should go and grab it. Maybe I should. It's right here. Hold on one second. We must bring her in because she's so darn cute. So she's sitting on the fish tank, and he had to move her so he can take the lid off. And I said to him, I said, well, when you moved her, did you say hello? And he looked at me, he's like, why on earth would I say hello? I said, because she needed to know you noticed that she was there. And he was like, really? So, of course, I had to go and stand over there and just rub her arm and rub her hair and let her know that I noticed her. Because I'm playful. My inner child wants to come out and play. Considering, isn't she just so cute? Show me those little hearts out there, guys. And she is just adorable. And she is. And I do talk to them. I really do. And I expected my husband to literally sit there and you know, when he went to move her, let her know, hey, I'm going to move you. Because why not?
You know, that is true. This Leo, it's the fifth house of creativeness, of fun, of enjoyment. It's the crown chakra opening up and letting, let the sunshine in, and it's, this is a time to seriously take play, to seriously stop, to not be serious, play games, go for walks, do little things, and then look at your intention behind them. How else do we learn about ourselves, the best version of ourselves?
Exactly.
So.
Exactly. So talking about play, you have your cards with you?
I have cards with me.
All right. So how about we play and shuffle and see what cards come out? So we can add some more insight, help people out tonight, move into this amazing energy. Enjoy this energy. Have fun with this energy. Whoops. Woo! Talk about the cards just flying out. 2 of them. Ooh. Let's see what they are. Oh, quite interesting. Ah. All right. I'll wait for Kitty to shuffle hers. She'll pull hers first, and then I'll pull mine. I'll talk about mine.
2 came away. You know what's funny is I just watched a reading with these cards, and this card was one of them. Ask your guides and set your boundaries. Allow yourself to say no. Allow yourself to play. Allow yourself to not be with those people that don't bring the joy out in you, that don't bring those things out. And ask your guides, trust your guides, they'll help. And again, that was that idea of this moment of clarity. And on top is sitting the throat chakra. By the way, these are Awakening Avalon, Awaken to Your Soul's Journey by the Avalon group, Jeanette Biro, and there's quite a few in the group. So I love that combination. Ask your guides and set your boundaries.
Yeah, I love the set your boundaries one. I think that's a great message. Again, to allow ourselves to play, because there's so many people out there that fall into this, oh, I should be doing this when they are playing. And they start to feel guilty because they're playing versus doing what they think they should be doing. So the 2 cards that flew out, transformation, which is exactly what Pluto's all about, the transformation that we're experiencing. Solar plex energy is about trusting, being in that space so you can trust your journey. And that 1-8, which is 9, this is about what can you let go of so you can experience your transformation, and what have you let go of so you can experience your transformation. card in reverse, and it's our root chakra. And I think we've been talking about the root chakra for quite some time now. It's in reverse. It's about self-love. And it's so funny that it's in reverse because, again, it's one of those things that we tend to underlook. We tend to underlook the importance of self-love. We're so busy trying to have people love us that we forget to love ourselves. So this is a perfect opportunity. That 7-3 energy, which is 10, very, very much associated with our Capricorn energy. This is about your work to love you. Be more concerned about how much you love you versus how much does that person love me. Love yourself the way you want that other person to love you. Again, the cards in reverse, so pay attention to that. I love those two cards that showed up, that literally right out the back. You have another card, Kitty?
Well, yes, this is like the overall thought, and then the other ones are ways to do it, they're telling me. So this is the solar plexus chakra, which you just got. And this is about aligning with your purpose, tuning into that gut, that intuitive energy. And what came out with it was talk to the moon, invite dreams and messages. Isn't that a beautiful card?
That is.
Write it out, let your thoughts flow, and rest. Remember to take time and recover. And this is how we align our purpose, ways we can do it.
There we go. All right, so the message. Go ahead.
Something jumped out there.
Yes. I wanted to catch it before it flew on the floor. So what I was asking as it was shuffling is how can we utilize this Pluto energy in Aquarius? And I love the message here. Fearless. Fearless. Be courageously fearless. Allow yourself to do the things that you think you are afraid of. Do them anyway. And then maybe later you can come back and ask, why am I afraid of them? The sacral chakra really connects with our inner child. So some of the things that we may be afraid of may be connected to our inner child experiences, whether it's in this lifetime or past lifetimes. And that 7-8, which is our 6 energy, which is about the body, connecting within so you can step into your moment of fearlessness and be fearless. Allow yourself just to be and enjoy and transform. Because it is exciting when we do really get to see and look back on how much has changed in your life, the different things you had to do to get to that change. And it is about being courageous enough and taking the leap of faith. And even though you may not really know how all the pieces are going to come together, sometimes it's not about the how. It's not about you knowing how. It's just trusting that they will come together. And I'm a living proof of it. Let's do one more each, Kitty.
Well, because I had said, what's a final message? What came out was 2 cards. Clairvoyance, open your sight. You can't make this up. Open your sight by having fun, play.
Ah, yes.
And on the top of the pile is talk to the sun. So we got talk to the moon, your inner, talk to the sun, let your light shine. But that inner sight comes from play, having fun.
No. And when we talk about play, play is I believe it's the gateway. It's literally the window that allows you to explore your senses. Because when you are playing, you're not holding on to resistance. I don't believe anybody ever plays and sits in a sense of resistance. I think when we play, we are just so free and full of joy and excitement and in the wondering of like, wow. Next time you're around children, watch them when they play. You know, sometimes they can be, at least when I watch children play and they're climbing up everything that they're climbing on, in my head, I'm like, oh my goodness gracious, my heart's about to pop out of my body just from nerves. However, they're being courageous and they're wondering and they're just allowing to be. So the last card, just to embrace this energy that we are in and all the amazing changes that's going to come through. Let's see what card wants to fly out of the deck, and I don't mean that literally, please. Our card. Oh my God, we cannot make this shit up. We cannot. Guess Guess
Play.
what card I got? Huh?
Play.
In reverse.
Play.
Yes, play. We can't make it up. You saw me
I said it was. I asked for the final message. It was play.
play. And it's in reverse though, guys. So keep in mind that some of us are still having a challenging time playing. And maybe that's because as a child in this lifetime, you didn't get a chance to play. Maybe you had to grow up too soon, too quickly, and you didn't really get a chance to play. So here's your opportunity to go back and take on those moments that you didn't really get a chance to do, your opportunity to play. Again, 1 and 6, that's 7 energy. This is about the balance between all work and no play. This is about the balance of allowing yourself to be silly, to laugh at yourself, to go ahead and talk the things that may seem weird to talk to. Why not? Why not? Why not? And it's the throat chakra.
Even when we look at crystals and all of these things we're drawn to, I'm not saying they're not serious, but there is a joy, a playfulness about. This is my new selenite wand.
I love that. Did you see my message that I left for you? I think you posted that picture and I commented. I love that. I love that. Now, did you actually get that with the chakras on it? Oh, where did you get that from?
I'll tell you when we get off.
Yes, yeah. Well, I didn't expect you to go and share it with the world. It's between you and I. So yes, so throat chakra. When we talk about play, it's not just about playing when you're like physically going to go play. Play in conversation. Be playful. You know, your conversations don't have to be serious neither. Bring play into your conversations, and just watch how things become more playful when you bring play into your conversations. Remember, it's in reverse though, guys, so work on it. Love that, love that, love that. Kitty, any final words before we hop off?
Spirit, any final words before we hop off? Be yourself, it just said. Oh, it's funny. I just read a little blurb about, do you remember Danny Kaye, the actor?
Yes.
He was quite a humanitarian. He for years did UNICEF. He actually won a Nobel Peace Prize. Turns out he had all of these other gifts that he was always doing on the side. Quite a giving man. And what I remember I had an album of his, and the song was "Be Yourself. You can't be anybody else. Just be yourself, or you'll always be a nobody. So be yourself." So
Yes,
that's it. Yeah.
And I've asked Spirit what's the final word, and Spirit has a sense of humor, and Spirit is saying, "Go clean your mirror. Go clean your mirror. So the next time you look at your mirror, you can see the best version of you. Go clean it and see the best version of you." So everyone, thank you so much for being here tonight with Kitty and I.
Crossing into Aquarius with us.
Yes, and bringing in the new year. 20 years. What was that, Kitty?
The new vision of who we are.
Exactly. So Kitty and I will be back again real soon to play some more and bring some amazing insight to you. And enjoy. And, those who are here with us live, feel free to just leave your comments. And those who are watching on the replay, wherever you watch, leave comments there too. If you are watching on my YouTube channel and you have not subscribed, help me grow that channel by subscribing. I'd appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your night, everybody. Till next time. Have an amazing
our Aquarian word, namaste.
Namaste.